The only thing better than grinding all night for your side hustle is your roommate picking you up with Mickey D's breakfast. The perfect pickup deal.
There's a deal for every morning at McDonald's.
Right now, taste breakfast perfection when you get a warm and savory sausage McMuffin with egg for just $2.50. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and today, every month we're going to have our special friend, Miss Sandra Farhart, representing Magnolia Realty. And she is back with us in the studio this morning. We're going to be talking about a great topic today, appraisal waivers. And to be the guide for us this morning, we're going to have Sandra talk to us about that. So, Sandra, how you doing today?
Good morning, Shemai. I'm great. How are you?
Doing awesome, man. So you're going to educate our audience today about appraisal waivers. First, what is it and why is that so important?
So, it's interesting. Before we were in this crazy market, we all, in the process of buying a home, one of the things your lender will require, for the most part, unless you're paying cash, but your lender will require an appraisal. And an appraiser goes out to the house and measures and looks to see what updates have been. And basically, they're going to compare that house that you're buying with houses in the neighborhood. And they're going to say, we feel like this house is worth so much. And really, what your focus is and what your goal is that it actually meets the appraisal price of what you're paying for it. So if a house is $300,000, you definitely want the appraiser to come in and say it's worth $300,000 or maybe even a little bit more. That's happened. Sometimes houses don't appraise. Sometimes, and again, in this crazy market, people are really putting their houses on the market for quite a bit more than what they paid for them. And in cases, the neighborhood supports that and you get a great appraisal. And in a lot of cases, more now than ever, they don't appraise. So say you agreed to pay $300,000 for a house. You should have an addendum attached to that contract that says, if this house doesn't appraise, I don't have to buy it. I can walk, get my earnest money back, go look for another house. What a lot of people are opting to do, if they really love this house, is saying two things. Number one, I will waive the appraisal completely. Like no matter what it comes in at, if it comes in at $270,000, I will bridge that gap and bring $30,000 extra to closing. Sometimes you can negotiate that with the seller a little bit, see if they might come down a little bit, but you are basically saying you're going to come up with that cash to make up the difference. Another thing that you can offer is a partial appraisal waiver. And what that will do is say, okay, if it doesn't appraise for $300,000, I can bridge maybe $10,000 or $15,000 of that. So I'll only pay this much. I'll only bring this much. If it doesn't appraise for that and the seller won't come down, then again, I'm going to have to walk. Why is this so important? Number one, it's important if you're trying to win an offer because really your sellers are going to be looking closely. They want to get the most money. I mean, you would too, I suppose, if you're selling your house. So that would put you high on the list if there was multiple offers. It really can push you up on the list. However, if you are right at the top of your price point and you have no more money to bring, it protects you if you check the box that says, if it doesn't appraise at this cost, I can't get any more money together and I'm going to have to walk, and you get your earnest money back, which is really important because that can be that's $3,000. If the house is $30,000, typically it's 1% of the cost of the house. And so you get that money back. And so one thing I would maybe tell my buyers in a market like this is if you want to give yourself a little bit of room, maybe think about looking at houses 15 or 20,000 below of what you really can afford, so that you maybe have that cushion and you can come up with that money to make the difference if it doesn't appraise.
Well, if you are looking for any more information on this topic, you can call her directly. You can call Sandy at 210-325-6830. Once again, that's 210-325-6830. And also, she is working with Magnolia Realty. So you want a big shout out to them and what they're doing. You can go directly to their website, magnolia.com. And Sandy, what is your personal website if people want to check you out?
It's Sandra at Magnolia Realty San Antonio HC.com. And one quick thing I want to add is, whoever you're working for as your realtor, and hopefully it would be me, but make sure you're asking them what the houses in the area are selling for. Get those comps, get that little CMA and the comps of your area before you start looking, so that you also know. I mean, the one thing you don't want to do, and it's a little scary right now because everybody just wants to win the deal, that I feel like they're overpaying in some cases for their house. I don't feel like this market's going to drop anytime soon, but really your focus should be on, once you buy this investment, that you get equity in it. So you don't want to be so far behind or upside down, if you will, that you don't have equity for a long time, or you may not ever have equity. And then you go to sell it and it's like, well, it's maybe not quite exactly what I paid because I overpaid for it. So really look and see what that neighborhood is doing, maybe even a neighboring neighborhood. Make sure you ask your realtor to let you know what things are selling and closing for in that area, not what they're listed for, because we can list it for whatever we want to list it for. It's what did it close at? What did it appraise at? What was that final number? And maybe kind of gear everything that you're going to do towards that number. I've said it, I'll say it probably every time. Knowledge is power, and don't let this crazy market take you past where you need to be financially. You want to enjoy the home, fix the home up. You still want to go on family vacations. You just don't want to be so tied to the financial burden of this house because, you were willing to pay over what you really needed to pay. If
you have any more questions, man, I'm telling you, Sandra is the one you want to be talking to, a.k.a. Sandy. Her office number, you want to call her right now. That's 210-325-6830. And visit her website. Can you give that one more time?
Sandra at Magnolia Realty San Antonio HC.com.
Perfect. And Magnolia Realty, they also can serve you if you're not in her neck of the woods, and that she's serving San Antonio Hill Country area. But if you are in another area, go to magnolia.com. Again, magnolia.com, and find out what they can do if you're outside of San Antonio in the Hill Country. Once again, on I Am Refocused Radio, true pleasure having Sandra on the show, aka Sandy, doing the big things for real estate and educating our audience on buying and selling homes. Like we always say on every single show, keep God first, amen. Stay focused, and peace.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Been thinking about McDonald's all day. Can't get it off my mind. I can already taste it. Ooh, got my mind on my mouth and my mouth ready for some Mickey D's deal.
There's a deal for every moment at McDonald's.
Right now, get 2 of your favorites for just $3.50. Mix and match a classic McChicken, a hot and spicy McChicken, or a juicy McDouble. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal. Single item at regular price.